And this photograph is called Josiane, is the name of the 2-day-old baby that is being held on this photograph. And it was taken at a time when I was still deciding if I was going to go into a more documentary style photography or trying to work in photojournalism. And it really marks the moment when you realize that you don't take photographs, that you are given one. I think that is um, a feeling that many photographers have. It is an invitation to be in front of someone, and the stereotypes that you create of the expectations of what you're going to photograph when you get to a place, and all the concepts of how you want to tell a story uh, become insignificant, basically, because you just have to be in front of what is there, and it is more beautiful and more important than anything you could imagine. This woman was just cleaning her house, the front part of the house, with a broom with leaves, and her 2-year-old son was eating a mango and playing around her, and she called me uh, and said, "Oh, I want to show you something." And she goes inside and brings the baby out to me, and uh, it was really a gift that she gave me, and I hope we can uh, relate to each other uh, in such a how do you say um, really offering each other completely who we are. Uh, and it's a moment that I'm very grateful to have. Uh, this photograph is part of a series, Mineira, and it was a work that it really marks a break in my work, that I revisit archives, in this case, my family archives, and it start to create uh, meanings that were not there before. This work it talks about both um, the devastation of mines created by mining industry in Brazil, in the Minas Gerais state where I come from, but it also talks about a very personal devastation that happened to me as a child, going through abuse. And what I think this work, this particular photograph, and this process taught me is that you uh, can always be surprised. You can have concepts that you create in your head and plan to present, but it's in the moment that you are creating the work. When I was creating the layers of my original negative that I scanned and left it as a negative, and the Google map that I traced, I used Google Streets to create the layer of the mountain and cut out the mountain ridge on each of the photographs of the series. And when I put the typed word mine on the photograph to indicate the place of the mine, that really made this mountain, beautiful mountain on one side, but hollow on the other side. When I layered these three elements, I did not expect that it would fall over my child body. And that moment is when I realized the importance of this work. And it's also the moment that I knew that it was ready. Because sometimes you start playing with layers and possibilities, but you never know exactly when it's done. And when the word fell on my body, I knew that that's exactly the place it had to be, and the whole concept of the work was confirmed. But I think it's a moment that I learned how to trust uh, and be open to the process and not be uh, have preconceived ideas and wanting to have control of the tools and the techniques and let things happen uh, as uh, as they happen and magic happens.